How you doing, folks? It is a great day on the farm because you know who is with me. We're going to enjoy this beautiful weather and get a little bit of work done in the garden today with my darling. But I'm going to take you along and go let out some of the animals and then come back here. My darling has a bunch of weeding to do. Her and I are going to get a bunch of work done. We're going to get some weeding done, maybe some planting done. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that we're going to be planting this year, and it's going to be a great day. You okay, Chunk? Got these two barrels on either side of the gate to the chicken yard. My darling's just planting some nice impatiens to give this area just a little bit of color and a nice inviting feel into the chicken yard. Billy! Bobby, you itchy? Bubby, you want a little watermelon, bud? Here you go. Here you go, buddy. Look at those teeth. Dexter, what are you doing here? Give some to the boy rabbit. Where is he? Hey, bud. You don't want your breakfast? What, Dexter? What? What are you so jumpy for? You saying hi to the rabbits? I see you staring at me. Hello, rabbit. It's always nice when it's this time of year, mid to late May, where we get the garden going. And I mean, it's just not quite hot enough yet, but it's just temperatures are slowly rising. It's good enough for us to plant and get the garden started. It's typical for our area of Ontario. We're zone 5B, and it's basically the guideline of the last frost date is the third week of May. I think it's May 22nd, and we just generally go by that guideline. But in order to get the garden prepared for the season, there's quite a lot of work that has to get done, and I'm very busy on the farm, and my Darlin's been excited to get back to the farm. And you know, she's not a winter type person, so she likes coming here and taking care of the garden, and that's why I built the garden, was for her. She absolutely loves to garden. She loves the rewarding feeling that she gets from growing successfully, and the added plus of actually lessening your grocery bill at the end of the season. See, I just loosened all this up, but if you still look at the soil itself, it looks really rich. And I mean, maybe we'll add a tiny bit of composted manure to it, but I think this is going to give us a really good yield of crops again this year. And although the soil is fairly good still, I think, just based on the color and the texture, I am just going to sprinkle 1 bag of composted sheep manure and mix it in the bed here before we actually plant anything. Take a look at Fozzie. He's so smart. He knows to make use of the umbrella. He's so smart. He knows where the shade is. Right, buddy? Hey, you know where the shade is. You're such a good boy. This bed right here is going to be cabbage. We just picked up these kind of small cell plants. They're pretty much the cheapest plants you can buy. And we decided to do cabbage, broccoli, peppers, and tomatoes, buying the actual cell plants instead of planting from seed. We did a whole bunch of seeds in the house, but those are difficult to grow and need a long growing season, whereas these are ready-made and easy to plant. So my Darlin's planting some right now. I think we have 12 of this cabbage. It's a stonehead cabbage, so it's supposed to be a solid, hard ball, you know, like a head. And we had some really great success with this last year, and we decided to go for double the amount of cabbage this year. Right in the last 2 spots right here, we got some red cabbage, just to give us a little bit of variety. This here is going to be the broccoli bed. You can see my Darlin's taking apart the cells right now. And I mean, they're just tiny, tiny little plants, but that way we're not spending too much money, and we'll be able to allow it time to grow and get really big, and this whole bed is going to be filled up with broccoli.
Tanya.
So my darlin's just planting the tomatoes. This row right here is beefsteak tomatoes, and then the other row over there is San Marzano. You know, the little Roma tomatoes to make sauce and stuff. Molly's here. Molly, you're licking me on camera. What are you doing? I made this tomato trellis thing last year, and it's held up pretty good. It's just a little bit rusty here and there. I don't think it's a big deal. We'll use some little twine and ropes again to tie up the tomato so that it'll stake it. And I think our system worked really good last year. But we're hopeful for a really good tomato harvest again this year. Just added a bunch of fresh composted manure to give it some really good nutrients for growth. You hear that sound? That's a little frog right there. Let me see if I can zoom it in. That little thing is a frog. See that? That's cool. He's just singing away. That's cool. We got our own frog already. It's only been a couple weeks. There he is right there. He found the pond. I don't know much about frogs really, but I know that frogs eat a lot of insects. So it can't be bad nature for the pond, right? So these are going to be our herb bins. We got a couple of basil plants. We got a whole bunch of cilantro. We'll probably end up giving some of those to the rabbits. And we have a nice rosemary. She's got a couple of different kinds of parsley. I think this is curly parsley and this is Italian parsley. And then all of that stuff right there is cilantro. There's a couple cilantro over there. I was just coming down to get a tool out of the garden shed, and I see the three boys sitting right here. There's Fozzie, Chunk, and Dexter. They're just sitting in the shade. All of this trees here, this is European plum trees, and they're all flowering right now. And the cats are just enjoying some shade because it's a really hot day. Oh, Mango's here too. You got Mango, Chunk, Fozzie, and Dexter right there. You can just see the top of his ears. I didn't know Mango was there too. Hi, Mango. So really, it's the four boys. Yes, my four boys. I think there's a barn swallow. Made a nest. Ooh, we just flew away. Made a nest up there. I'll try to get a better shot of them in a minute when they come back, but it's just a bad spot. Every time you go in and out, the bird's flying away. Nature. There's the barn swallow there. Just sitting on a nest. I wonder if she's got eggs in there. It's not a very good shot, but she keeps flying away. Wonder what she's got in there. Wow, 5 eggs. That's pretty good. 5 eggs? We'll see what happens.